The days are getting colder and longer, and this might have you planning or dreaming about a quick getaway, perhaps even to a city nearby.
Yeah, and whether you're seeking a beach, delicious eats, shopping, or inspiring art, you can cover it all in just a few days. And what's the secret? Travel math. For more on the perfect city escape, we're joined by travel expert Jennifer Weatherhead. Welcome back, Jennifer. Good to see you.
Hey, Jennifer.
Okay. Somebody here is going on vacation as soon as the show is done, so this is a perfect timing for this. But you say planning the perfect city escape involves something called travel math? Is that anything like girl math?
Yeah, it's a bit like that. It's loose, okay? So it's a term that's been floating around social media a lot lately, different takes on it, but what we're doing today is we're applying some travel math formula to city escapes. So that way, you know, you're seeing all the things that you want to see, the cultural highlights, the shopping, relaxation, food, but still also having enough downtime so you feel like you're still having a vacation, but not missing out on anything.
Okay, I love this equation, but let's talk duration. How many days do you need to accomplish this?
So this is really going to depend on the size of the city you're going to. A small to mid-sized city, you're looking at 3 days, 4 nights would be the ideal amount of time. Now, if you're going to a place like New York, Paris, or LA, a little bit bigger, and you only have 3 or 4 days, try to stick to a specific neighborhood because then you'll have more time to explore and not waste time traveling around. A really big city like Mexico City, you're gonna want 5 days. Yeah. Because that's a bit overwhelming and just getting around in general is gonna be a bit difficult.
All right, so what about flight time? What's worth it when it comes to a short getaway? Say you just have a long weekend like this one that's coming up.
Yeah, you wanna make it super quick and super easy. So max out at 4 to 5 hours on a plane. Less would be ideal, but I would say that would be the max. Now, most people aren't gonna be doing a weekend jaunt over to Europe, let's say. I might do it, but not a lot of people. But you can still apply this formula to cities if you're hopping around in different areas. So a lot of people hop around Europe a lot, so you can still use this formula for those cities.
I love that. Let's talk about an underrated mid-size, let's say, U.S. city. What do you recommend?
I'm going to recommend Philadelphia. Yes. So I love this because it is underrated, has so much history and culture, an amazing food scene here as well. So to tap into that history, let's stay at an amazing historic hotel. So we have the Guild House Hotel. It's in a transformed old row house. Ooh. So this is actually from 1855, really beautiful. And then to really get into some of the culture that Philadelphia has, we're gonna go to the Philadelphia Orchestra for a nice fancy night out. We'll be able to, you know, dress up and enjoy. They have some great symphonies that happen there. You can also go visit the Barnes Foundation. So they have some of the world's best impressionist art here. So if you're an art kind of person, this is a great spot for you. And then I mentioned food in Philadelphia. They love street food. That's the key here. So book yourself a tour. You're gonna go with Streets of Philadelphia food tours. They'll show you around the city, and you can also do a tour with City Foods Tour Chinatown. So the Chinatown in Philadelphia is a little bit underrated, under the radar a bit, but it's a really cool spot in the city.
That's fantastic.
That's
love
good.
this.
Yeah. All right, so some people like getaways where you can have it all. And talk about beach, amazing food, and culture. And by some people, I mean me. So what ideas do you have for us?
I think we should go to San Juan, Puerto Rico.
You're talking my language. Muy bien.
Because we have a lot of history, beautiful architecture. Of course, we have the beach there as well. So in terms of places to stay, we are going to stay at Hotel El Convento. So again, super historic, 81 rooms here. It's from 1646.
No way!
And then you are right in the middle of Old San Juan. So this is kind of your cultural hotspot when you're in San Juan. So you'll be able to see the Old Wall, El Morro, the Museo Casablanca.
Look at that. That's beautiful.
It's really beautiful to explore here. Now, when it comes to food, you can do a food walking tour in the Old Town as well, which is a great way to see it. But let's also go for some nice cocktails.
Okay.
So there's a place called La Factoria.
Don't ask us questions.
There's a place called La Factoria, and it's one of the world's 50 best bars. Now, it looks a little bit like a dive bar from the outside, but inside the atmosphere is amazing, and trust me, the cocktails are totally worth it. And then if you want to do a little bit of outdoor activity aside from the beach, this is a golfing paradise. So Jack Nicklaus actually said that the 4th hole at the TPC Dorado Beach is one of the top 10 holes in the entire world.
Holy smokes!
I had no idea.
This place looks magical.
Yeah.
Oh my
Pretty
God.
amazing.
Well, let's talk about places for Canadian travelers that you can cover, let's say, in a weekend. So based on your tips above, what places would you recommend?
I'm going to recommend Victoria. I love Victoria. It's one of my favorite places in all of Canada.
I know, Victoria got
These are some beautiful size too. Like,
I know, it's such a lovely spot, and it's the perfect small city size to explore. So, of course, you can stay at the iconic Fairmont Empress. It's a landmark in the city, which is really beautiful. But it's also right next to that harbor, which is where we're going to do one of our cultural things. So they have the placemaking project, and this is an area on the inner harbor where First Nations artwork is installed and displayed. So it's really bringing that connection of the First Nations culture through Victoria. And then I bet you didn't know this, but for shopping people, the Greater Victoria area is the resale capital of Canada. So there are more resale shops, secondhand shops per capita in the Greater Victoria area than anywhere else. So you're going to find lots of pre-loved treasures, little trinkets.
I didn't know that.
A lot of fun.
That sounds like a treasure hunt too. I
know.
love doing that.
Yeah, that is totally up your
It's a little quirky,
alley.
but it fits for Victoria.
That's fantastic.
Wow.
All right, so you have one last place to talk about, and that is Vienna, Austria. You don't have to say anything, but go ahead. Give us the details. I'm already booking the flight.
I know. I wanted to include a European one. I love it because it's a mid-sized city, but also because their tram system is so excellent. It will get you absolutely everywhere you want to go.
Okay.
So we're going to stay at a beautiful historic property called the Almanac Palais. It's a really beautiful building. Again, you're just steps outside of Stad Park, which is another landmark in the city. You can't talk about Vienna and not talk about classical music. It's kind of the birthplace here. It's actually the birthplace of Johann Strauss. And they will be celebrating his 200th birthday in 2025. So you can go see a magical symphony or concert in one of their beautiful concert halls. They also have 400 balls a year where you can learn to do the waltz. This is open to anyone.
That's very cool.
You don't have to be specially trained or have a special invitation.
I know how to
You
waltz.
can go.
I'm good.
You can go. And then, of course, on the food side of things, one of my favorite things about Vienna is that they have so many coffee houses and cafes, but there's one in particular that is run by grandmas and grandpas. They cook all of the treats. They're there on hand, and I just love that you can have this generational experience while tasting some traditional Viennese treats while you're there.
Oh my God.
And then another little fact. I just pulled at your heartstrings, right? And then another little known fact about Vienna is that they are the only city in the world with a significant wine production within the city limits. So they have vineyards within the city limits, which means that you just get on a tram, you do a short little tram ride, you go to a vineyard, you have these beautiful views of the city and the river while you're sipping on some white Austrian wine.
I told you had me before you even gave me the details, but now that I have the details, now we really gotta go. Oh my gosh, Jennifer, it is always a pleasure when you stop by. So many great suggestions. Thank you so much.
That was amazing. Hey, you, come a bit closer. We've got so many more must-see interviews, spicy debates, lifestyle tips, and pop culture moments. So subscribe to our channel by tapping the logo below and don't miss out.